Well, good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Hey, real quick, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Today, I'm going to talk about 6 mods that you can do to your Tacoma back here for under $100. And actually, 5 of them are under $10. Just little things to kind of make it your own, maybe spruce it up a little bit. So let's take a look. All right, we're going to start at the rear of the truck today, and this is probably, quite honestly, other than maybe debadging, stuff like that, probably one of the first mods that you can do. And that is a bed mat for the back of the Tacoma. You guys can see right here, I have a bed mat in mine. That would be this rubberized thing right here. And if you didn't know, the Tacoma bed, of course, is composite plastic. And man, is it slippery. If you put anything in there, it's going to be sliding around and banging around all over the place. These things, and this is the one that costs closer to $100. I think this was around $70. There are alternatives that you can get. You can buy just rubber mats and cut them out to fit or whatever. But if you go with a OEM type looking mat, it's going to cost you around $70. All the rest of these mods are under 10. All right, we're still back here at the back of the truck. This next one deals with security, more theft prevention or theft deterrent, maybe than prevention, but still, I think it probably falls under prevention. And that's going to be this simple, cheap little hose clamp mod right here. You guys can see I have a hose clamp over the edge or over the side of the tailgate release. This is just a little nub that when you have the tailgate at the right angle, like so, you can unhook these cables, pull the tailgate out from this side, and then over to the right, and the whole thing just comes off. Now, you're supposed to remove the wiring first before you do that, of course, but how many thieves are going to take the time to do that? And if they do, they're probably just going to snip it. But my guess is they're just going to rip it off of there, right? This costs under $5, probably under $2 or $3 for just a little bit of peace of mind. In case you forget to lock your bed, mine actually has an electric or auto lock on it, I guess, when I lock the whole truck. But if you're in a hurry and you forget to lock it, or if you don't have that feature and you don't run around and put your key in and lock the tailgate every time you get out of the truck, just a little bit of peace of mind for really next to nothing that you can do to the truck. It takes, I don't know, probably takes about 5 minutes, maybe, if you're not quick. I don't know, pretty cheap little mod, I think, for peace of mind. Okay, still out here at the back of the truck. Seems to be a lot of easy things to do in the back of the truck. Has to deal with storage. Unless you have one of the newest models, you have these rear storage compartments in the back of your truck, right? You have one over here, over there, and then you have the other over here, and this is the bigger one that I have over here. And these are just little locks, little keyed locks that you can put in there. You remove the little plastic nubby things that are in there and put these locks on. Now, what does that do? Well, someone pointed out to me, you know, you should put metal in there. Well, you know, take the door out and put metal in, which isn't a bad idea, but the rest of that over there is all plastic. So even if you put metal in and somebody came up with a pretty robust screwdriver, they could probably still pop it off if they really wanted to get in. But a great deterrent, and if you store anything in there like gloves or tools or bungee cords or whatever, is to go ahead and put those locks on. Maybe you guys can see them. They're right here, one on each side. At the very least, that will deter anybody from coming up and opening those, because without locks on them, you just simply twist the little plastic clasp, I guess, that's on there now, and you have access to anything that's in there. So I think it's a pretty good, cheap little mod. Again, I think that cost, well, I know that cost under $10. Little peace of mind thing once again, and pretty simple to do. Probably take you about 45 minutes or an hour. Okay, these next 3 that we're going to look at are all interior. And the next one is the seat angle fix. Now this is a very polarizing mod. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people are even afraid of it. I don't know. But what it does is it moves the back of the seat up just a little bit, about an inch, to level out that seat. Because the angle of the Tacoma when you get it is front high, rear low. Always felt to me like you're sitting kind of, you know, like this when you're driving. just didn't feel right. So what I did is I went out and bought some washers. I actually did it with spacers too, but I find washers work just as well, and that's what I have in mind. I got some washers and some longer bolts. Just remove the bolts from the or underneath here rather, where the seat bolts down to the floor, and put some washers in there to raise that seat up. They're just a filler to get the seat up, in my case, about an inch. And what that does, as I mentioned, is just level the seat off so you have a more comfortable driving position. I think it just makes the whole feel of the truck better. I think it actually feels like a truck. Something just didn't feel right for me when I had it stock. This is an excellent mod. This costs, again, under 10 bucks, probably closer to 5. Not very expensive, and it'll probably take you, oh, maybe 15 minutes, not very long. And I did mine to both sides. Okay, this next one really comes down to convenience, I guess. And what it is a garage door button, a momentary switch hooked into my garage door clicker, so that I don't have to have those clickers hanging from the visors. And what I did is just take a blank, you know, the blank that's usually sitting in here because it wasn't being used, drilled out a hole, stuck a momentary switch in there, and then wired this switch to the contact points of the garage door opener, which is actually back here in the back, right back in this corner here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's back there. And that way I don't have to have garage door openers up there on my visor. And it's a pretty cool little mod, I think. It's neat, it's fun to do, it's relatively simple. You just solder the wires to the contact points on the garage door clicker, and then connect them up. You solder them actually to the 2 points on the momentary switch there, and it's pretty easy. And these switches, they cost next to nothing on the web, and you can get them in a variety of different configurations. Doesn't have to be a big red giant button like I have. But I did want something that was easy to hit, easy to see, and easy to find, which is why I have this giant red button on here. But a pretty slick little mod, I think. And again, it allows you to get rid of that clicker that sits up on top of the visor. And it works really well. I've done it in several vehicles that didn't have HomeLink. And again, this won't apply to you if you have HomeLink, obviously. Then you already have your button, in essence, in your mirror. But for those of us that don't, pretty slick little mod. Very inexpensive. Again, I think the whole thing probably cost me under 5 bucks. Okay, this next one we're actually gonna hop up into the truck here. And this has to do with storage. You can never have enough storage in your truck, you know? Always nice to have a place to put more things, or even to organize what you do have. And we'll start out here in the glove box. You know, it was just a big open hole. And I actually bought this off of Amazon. It's just a kind of an organizer thing. It's like a shelf, you guys can see, with different tiers and levels where you can put stuff. Helps to keep things organized in here and easy to get to, I think. Next are these little storage, what do you want to call them? Envelopes? Nah, not really envelopes. Satchels? I don't even know what you call them. Seat stuffers. Let's call them seat stuffers. Except they have storage inside. You can keep your paperwork if you want, or anything else. A French fry or two if it happens to fall down in between the seats. And I will say that is another side benefit that you get. If you drop anything, like we all do, if you eat in your truck, it's going to fall inside there, or that will at least stop it from falling down in between the seats. Pretty darn handy. The last one inside here for storage that I have is in the center armrest here. You guys can see this little tray. Again, just a neat place to organize your stuff. I use it for change and stuff as opposed to having it rattle around in the infamous square cup holder there. A pen, a knife, some cords, you know, whatever. It works really, really well for that, and the fit is perfect in here. And there's even a hole down there, right down in here, if you want to send a cord down to the bottom. Pretty cool little thing. Again, all of these individually and maybe totally cost under 10 bucks. All right, I'm going to give you one more bonus. This is a bonus. And it's not really a mod, it's more of a function that you may not have known about. And it has to deal with the headrest in the back of the truck. You know, it's hard enough to see out of these little windows that are back here, a little window. But you can actually tilt, as you can see right there, your headrest down to give you a little more visibility out of the back. I believe it's designed that way, and a pretty cool little feature. So all you do over here, you have to push in on the button, push your headrest up like so, and then tilt it down. That's it. You can leave it like that, you can ride like that, it won't come out, it's locked in. It's actually locked in unless you push it back up and then pull it out. Just a handy little function, I guess, of the headrests in the rear seat of the Tacoma to give you more headroom out of the back window here, as opposed to, you know, just pulling them off and stowing them somewhere. I think this is an awesome idea, and kudos to Toyota for doing this. All right, so there you have it. 7 things that you can do to your Tacoma for under $100 bucks, and actually only one that even approaches $100. Some of them you might say are almost free, and a couple of them really were. You might even have these things laying around your house. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, point out a few things. You know, not every mod that you do to your truck has to be ultra expensive. You know, I know money's tight a lot of places, and we all, if you're a modder, want to do stuff to kind of make our trucks our own. And there are a few things that you can do that really cost very little or nothing at all. So I just wanted to get on here and talk about those a little bit. I think some of them are pretty cool. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know. Did I leave anything out? Is there anything else that you can do for under 10 bucks, maybe under 5, that has any impact on the truck? Leave a comment down below, let me know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.